Okay, so here's Rudolph. This is the harmony part, also known as the violin 2 part. And we're actually going to learn the endings of the first two phrases first, just kind of like we do with Happy Farmer. But before any of that, we actually need to find an E. And you can use your 1 to find it, or you could maybe use your 4 as D. If you put your 2 replaces your 4, and he matches D, then your 4 can also find E. So either way is fine, but let's just make sure that that note is there when we need him. So this guy is the ending for phrase 1, and he's 4 quarter notes. He sounds like this. So that's an open A, a 4 is G, F sharp with 3, and a 1 on E. Let's do that again. Ending number 1. Now here comes ending number 2. He's back in first position. So the notes are 2 A's, a B, and a C sharp. Let's do that one more time. So here's ending number 1 again. And here's ending number 2. So let's store those away in our memory bank because we'll need them at a later date. Now we need to start from the very beginning, and we're playing half notes. Our first half note is an open A, but even though he's not quite playing first, let's find that 4 is E again. And then we're just going to hover our fingers above that note so he'll be ready when we need him. So let's play A, E, and they're half notes. 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do it one more time for good luck. 1, 2, A, go. Now we shift back to first position and play another open A. And I would recommend that you shift your hand while you have it free during your open A string. So let's play this third measure in its entirety. He sounds like this. Again. So those notes are A, C sharp, and C natural. There's your A, here's your C sharp, and your C natural. So let's find our 4 is E again, and we're going to play the first 3 measures of the piece, starting on open A. 1, 2, ready, go. Now we have the 4th measure, and he's a little chromatic measure. He climbs up from B to C sharp to D to D sharp. So your 1 is making a shift from B to C sharp, or in other words, your 1 replaces your 3. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3. One more time in time. 1, 2, ready, go. So your 1's got to do a fairly quick shift, but don't panic. He does have time to slide. So starting from your beginning again, can we find our 4 is E? And then hover him there, and we start on our open A string. 1, 2, ready, go. Now here our 4 is on E, but we're going to move and put 1 there instead. So 1 is E. He should match more or less with your first harmonic dot. Those are E's. Now cross your 2 and your 3 over to the D string to find 3 is B. This is the B that we play when we do Twinkle on One String. And then you're just going to keep your fingers there because we have 3 measures. Let's listen to these 3 measures. 1, 2, ready, go. half notes, by the way. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. 3 measures with the same 2 notes. So all we have left to do for the first phrase is to add the ending. But before we do that, let's start from the beginning again and see if we can put all of those things together. So we've found our 4 is E, and he's hovering, and we're beginning with open A. 1, 2, ready, go. Climb up. 1 is E. Now here's our ending that we already learned, this ending number 1. And that is the entirety of phrase 1. So let's see if we can put it all together, this time without any stopping. Find your 4 is E, and we begin on open A. 1, 2, ready, play. Walk up. 1 is E. So there we have it. There's phrase 1. The good news about phrase 2 is that it's almost identical. The only difference is, of course, the ending. Let's refresh our memory on what the ending sounds like one more time. So let's play phrase 2 together from the beginning of phrase 2, not the beginning of the piece, and see if we can add on the second ending this time. So you've got your 4 is E, and you're hovering to find your open A. 1, 2, phrase 2, go. So we're moving through the piece at a pretty rapid pace. We already know the first phrase and the second phrase, and there are only 2 more to go. So before we go on, let's go back to the very beginning and play phrase 1 with his ending and phrase 2 with his ending before we go on to phrase 3 and phrase 4. That's a tongue twister. Beginning, find your E and hover your fingers, open A. 1, 2, ready, go. Hopefully we made it. So right after the ending number 2, we need to find a 1 is D on the A string. And you can check him with your open D if you'd like. Now we also need an open hand shape because our 4 needs to reach F sharp. So make sure that your 2 is reaching and your thumb, super important that your thumb is going as well. So we have these notes next. I'd like another shot at that F sharp. Let me try again. That was somewhat better. Okay, so we're reaching D, D, F sharp, D. Let's do that again. I certainly need the practice. Ready, go. Aha. Now we're finding 3 is C sharp. Let's do that again. Those are 2 measures, by the way, and this is the beginning of phrase 3. 1 is D, 4 reaches to F sharp. Ready, go. C sharp. more time, please. Ready, go. Let's keep going. Here we are on the third measure. That's a piece of cake. The notes are B, D, C sharp, and another B. So let's start on our one is D again and see if we can play those 3 bars together. Remember, this is open hand shape. You need your F sharp to be reaching with your 4th finger. 1, 2, ready, go. 3 is C sharp. One more time, we're going to do it without any stopping. 1 is D, reach for your F sharp. 1, 2, ready, go. Now here we get to use our pointing back 1. These are the next 4 notes in the 4th measure. So that's a C sharp with 3, 1 is B, low 1 is B flat, and open A. Let's do that one more time. Now we have 4 measures to put together. Let's start again on our 1 is D with our stretching F sharp. This one's going to get a lot of practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th measure of the 3rd phrase has an extended 4, an open hand 4, and we're looking for a G sharp on the D string. Let's try it. Then we cross over to the A string again. So that's G sharp, B, B. Let's do that. Ready, go. Now we find 4 is E again, our good old 4 is E, like the beginning. Let's do that again, those 2 measures starting from G sharp. Ready, play. Now we're beginning at the top of phrase 3. This is where your 1 is on D and your 4 reaches to F sharp. Let's put all of those measures together. Those are 6 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. G sharp, E. Let's do that one more time. This 3rd phrase is definitely the hairiest. It has a lot of different things moving around, but we can do it. 1 is D, 4 reaches to F sharp, open hand shape, ready, go. C sharp, walk around on the A string, low 1, G sharp, B, E. Now the last 2 bars of the 3rd phrase, we get a little bit of a jazzy rhythm. Let's listen. I like it. So it's a C sharp, another C sharp, a B, another B, but we're giving it a little bit of a jazzy rhythm. So it's a quarter note, an 8th rest, and then an 8th note, and 2 more quarter notes. And those are a little bit staccato. The next bar has a D, he's a quarter note, another D, he's an 8th note, and a B who is another quarter note. Let's do those 2 bars with the funky jazz rhythm one more time. Now we've reached the end of the 3rd phrase. Let's start from the beginning of the 3rd phrase and see if we can do the whole thing. 1 is on D.